All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Good afternoon, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Opening Bell. The last one for the week. All right, we're gonna catch you guys back again next week. I hope you guys have been enjoying the rest of your week, and hope it was a profitable one. All right, if you followed the setups we spoke about, it would be a profitable one. Would have been a profitable one. All right, so welcome back once again, guys. We're gonna get right into it. It is a Thursday, a day after the interest rates announcement in the US. All right. As many of you guys have seen, we had a Fed rate cut. All right. So interest rates in the US went down to 4.25 from 4.5%. All right. So there's been a cut, and obviously, we're going to have a look at the charts, how they could react to that. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. We don't have a lot of fundamentals today except the unemployment claims, the weekly unemployment claims. We'll see how the reaction is, right? If it's muted, there's nothing we can do, right? So let's get it started, guys. I'm looking at the chat right now. The usual suspects are back. Yeah, it's a Thursday. It's a Thursday one, all right? The Tuesday one was successful, and now we are on to the next one. All right, so let's get it started, guys. Maybe you guys let me know, what is it you are looking at, right? What must we talk about? What must we analyze, right? Maybe let me hear from you guys first, right? What is it that you want us to have a look at, right? Any pair you are keeping an eye on? Let's see, right? Any positions you are holding? What do you think of NZD-USD? Nothing has changed on that one. We had an aggressive reaction towards the downside, but that move towards the downside doesn't change anything, right? So I'm still bullish on this one, right? We've got this. This is a reaction from the interest rates. So it hasn't changed anything, right? It hasn't changed anything. So let me just do this. Yeah, the only way I'm going to change my direction is if price breaks below this support, right? If price breaks below this support, that is when I'm gonna change direction. But as it is right now, I'm still bullish, looking for buying opportunities, right? So for me, it hasn't changed anything. All right. I'm only gonna consider sells if price breaks below this. So let's see what's gonna happen. Right? We do have this structure as well here, right? That might hold price and price go up. But as it is right now, I don't have a setup, right? I was waiting for a correction to form. So no correction, so I don't have a setup. But I'm gonna remain bullish up until price breaks this low here. Then I'm gonna go bearish. All right, so let's see what's gonna happen. Obviously, this is the reaction from the interest rate. So if you take a look at the dollar pairs, how they reacted, you look at gold made a push towards the downside. So it initially made a push towards the upside, went back to that high. It's making a push towards the downside. All right, so if you take a look at gold at the moment, if you take a look at gold at the moment, this is nothing but a correction here. I would look at this as a correction, right? I would look at this as this structure here. Let's use the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so this is how it's trading at the moment, right, within this structure. So once it breaks towards the upside, then anticipating a push towards the upside, right, once it breaks. But intraday, this might go down one more time. So if you take a look at gold, if you take a look at on the left hand side, we do have this area on the left hand side, right? So that's where price is right now. So a rejection of this area, we are likely going to see price pushing down one more time, which will be prop on the lower time frames, right? Like your M15 there, right? But if it breaks towards the upside here, then it has broken this area. It has broken that area and it has broken the channel. So which means we're then going to look for a push towards the upside, right? So this one, the way it is right now, it can either go up or go down, right? Because we have this resistance. It breaks the resistance, it will possibly take us back to that high. But if it rejects the resistance, then there is gonna be some selling opportunities, definitely. All right. So just a matter of time before we get the confirmations. Yeah, just a matter of time before we get those confirmations. So this is how it has reacted. Euro USD has gone up as per the analysis. All right. So with Euro USD right now, our setup is done. It's complete, right? Our setup is complete on Euro USD. So what could happen there? There are two possibilities. Either it's going to drop or it's going to go up, right? These are the two possibilities that are always there. Either this is going to drop or it's going to go up. So usually when price action is like this, we don't do anything when it's like this, right? We would have been bullish all the way up. Once price gets there, we don't do anything. We wait a little bit, right? And once we get our confirmations that price is pushing down, then we're gonna react. Or if it's pushing up. So it is right now, it has completed our setup, right? So now we wanna see what's gonna happen. But the reaction on Euro USD was not that great, right? Was not that great. So yeah, so this is how we are looking at Euro USD. All right. We just need to wait for our reactions there. So if you take a look at NZD USD, is the one that aggressively pushed down. AUD USD did not push that much towards the downside, right? And GBP USD also didn't react as per how NZD USD reacted. So it's the only one. I'm not sure what's the cause of this move, but it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Looking for some buying opportunities, right? Should it break below the support, then we're going down with it. So yeah, so SFISO with the Euro USD there, right? We are not gonna do anything for now because we don't have our setup there, right? Our direction is done, so there we don't have anything. Either this is gonna go up or it's gonna go down. We just need to wait for our confirmations. All right, we just need to wait for our confirmations. But if you take a look at GBP USD, for instance, GBP USD has not gone back to the high, right? So with this one, we are still bullish. We are still bullish, right? Because it has not gone back to that high. It needs to reach this high first. It needs to reach this high first, right there. All right, so with GBP USD, we remain bullish. We could get our corrections forming there. We could get our corrections forming right there, right somewhere here. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, yeah. So that's how NZD USD is looking, right? And that's how Euro USD is looking. It's looking. Let's see what's gonna happen there. Let's see what's gonna happen. If you take a look at NZD, or rather USD CAD, we spoke about this move. It is done. So what USD CAD is doing right now, it hasn't shown us anything, right? We don't have anything here that we can use for direction because it just went down, bounced. It is just in between now. So price action like this, we're not gonna do anything on this one, right? It's just in between. And USD Swiss, it's done. USD Swiss is done. So if you take Euro USD and flip it upside down, you're gonna get USD Swiss, all right, in terms of the price action and how it's looking. So USD Swiss, this move to the downside is done. So what could happen there? Either price is gonna go up or it's gonna go down. That's it, right? So this cycle is done. So from there, we've got these two possibilities. These two possibilities. You see how it is? So yeah, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what price will do. If this rejects here, then it has the possibility of going back to that top, right? If we get a rejection, there's a possibility this can take us back to the top. So this would be a nice move to the upside if it rejects, of course, right? So also with Euro USD, similar thing, right? If Euro USD rejects that high there, so maybe let me just update this. If Euro USD rejects that high, there's a possibility it could go all the way back down to this low, right? Which is gonna be a nice trade all the way back down there if it rejects, right? So yeah, so we are just sitting on our hands on this one. We are just sitting on our hands trying to see what will happen next. What will happen next? Yeah, we're just trying to see what will happen next. But as it is right now, you must just be careful here. Just be careful there. All right. USD Swiss also. It's right there at the bottom. So should this go up, it can go all the way there. All right. Yeah. So that's basically the dollar. Now, if you take a look at USD JPY, remember we spoke about USD JPY coming back down to this low. We said we're not going to do anything on this one, but I see it coming back down to this low. That's exactly what happened on this one. All right. So now still nothing has changed on this one. It is still it is still consolidating. However, this low here, right, the bounce of this low could take price back to the top, right? It's a possibility. It could then take this price back to the top, right? So if we have sufficient confirmations for that, like proper confirmations for that, then definitely there's gonna be a trade, yeah, that you wouldn't want to miss there, right there, right? So it is still within this. It has not broken below or above, right? It has bounced from this low. It hasn't broken above. So yeah, so once this breaks above, then we're gonna look for our our trades back to that high. But it's still unpredictable. So yeah, still unpredictable there. Ethereum, it's still trading within the correction, right? So Ethereum hasn't moved as yet. This is not a nice price action. Yeah, this is not a nice price action here. Let me do this. Yeah, it's not a nice price action, right? The only time I'm gonna consider buying Ethereum is if it comes back to this low, right? If it comes back to this low here, right? Because that means now it would have done this, come back down one more time, and then from there anticipating one more push up. And this move to the downside, it would be part of this correction, all right? So that is the only time I would consider buying. But this price action, it's a bit of a mess. It might go down, it might not go down. It's a bit of a mess. Now, what if it breaks without going up, right? What if it breaks? If it breaks, then yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be in a trade. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be in a trade. So only below, around this area, that's when I will look for a trade there, right? So this price action, instead, have a look at the other coins for now. So Bitcoin is gone, right? Maybe have a look at the ones I covered this morning. Like Solana is gone, right? So Solana is about to reach TP, right? So we still have ADA USD Cardano. So if you take a look at Cardano, let me just expand this here. So when it comes to Cardano, you see this current week's candle, right? I mean, this week's candle, this one, right? It's going to close Monday midnight, right? So once it closes, and then it closes like this, then next week probabilities are high for this to break this top and then continue up. Probabilities are high because here we have this structure. You see that? So it has bounced. So from here, the structure continues or has resumed towards the upside. So we are just in a pullback at the moment. There's a pullback at the moment. Once it closes like this, then the next candle, definitely, it will then break that high. So maybe you can have a look at this one. We also have Dogecoin. That is also within a correction. Let me do this. Dogecoin, that's also within a correction. I'm looking at this on the weekly time frame, right? So I'm just waiting for these candles to close. On Cardano, I'm waiting for this candle to close. Then my position is gonna be just above here, right? It's gonna be just above there. So this would have been a higher low. So whatever happens here, should we get a break towards the upside, then momentum is likely gonna push up. Looking at this on the weekly, Dogecoin also looking at this weekly candle. Once it closes, then I know we have formed a higher low. And then from there, a continuation towards the upside. So Ethereum, yeah, and also Tron, right? You see, even Tron, I've been talking about this one, right? Tron, it's a very simple one. It's going to break to the upside. Yeah, Tron is going to break towards the upside. Let me just update this. Yeah, Tron is going to break towards the upside now. All right. So it has broken this inner one. It has not broken the bigger one, but we can then have a look at the structure as well. Right. We can then have a look at the structure so that once we get a break above the structure, even if there's going to be like a pullback or a correction after that, this is the direction we are going with. There. So Tron looks much better than Ethereum, right? So Ethereum, we just need to be a little bit patient with that. Let it form something we can recognize. And then in the meantime, you have your Tron, which looks proper. You've got your, okay, so the Avalanche is already gone. Avalanche is about to hit that target, right? Avalanche is already gone. So I think Tron is the one. Tron is the one. Going back to that high there. Yeah. So we have this bigger cycle. You see how it is? Yeah. So Ethereum, just be a little bit patient with it. Bitcoin also. Yeah, Bitcoin direction remains the same. Right. Look at where it is now. Direction remains the same. All right. So from these lows, we've been talking about this move. So this one is not done. It's not done. It's heading back to that high there. It's heading back to that high. So it is not done. Right there. All right. Yeah. So that's how it's looking. Right. So Ethereum, we just need to be a little bit patient with it. Let me check this side. All right. Good afternoon. USD JARS, GBP NZD. All right. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, GBP NZD. This is what's happening now. Right. So there, GBP NZD has moved. GBP NZD has moved. So it's first going back here. It is first going there. Right? Let me do this. Yeah, it's first going there. Now, once it breaks this, then it's going to go there. So these are the two areas where this setup is going to complete. So you have this small one and you've got the bigger one. All right. So GBP NZD is gone. It has already broken out. USD ZAR, let's see what has happened. Yeah, nothing has changed on these things, right? Remember USD ZAR, we said that's 17. Price is going there, right? That's 1703. So it's still the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Yeah, there we go. So seems like there's a retest here. There's a retest there. Yeah, so a continuation towards the downside. Yeah, so GBP NZD, USD ZAR, nothing has changed. Still the same direction. They are moving as we speak. Right? They are moving as we speak. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they're looking. This is how they are looking. Let me check the GBP AUD. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was on this session or not, but we spoke about GBP AUD possibly pushing to this high there. All right. I'm not sure if it was in this session, but yeah, GBP AUD, right, could give us a push back to that high there. So it broke above this. So this just needs to give us a higher low. Yeah. So it's reacting from this, right? So should GBP AUD bounce from this structure here and give us a support, then it's going to take us back, possibly going to take us back to that high there, right? But if it fails to bounce and then goes down, then it will continue back down to this low, back down to that low. So let me do this. So this is how it's looking now, right? We've got two possible directions here, right? So it rejects this support, then we're going to see it pushing back to that high there, right? But if it doesn't respect this and then it drops, then that means this whole trend is still intact, right? It could then take us back down there. So yeah, so this one, unfortunately, I mean, we've got these two possible scenarios, but on GBP NZD, it's just one move. It's just one move all the way up on this one. All right. Yeah, so that's how things are looking. Yeah, the markets are moving. All right, so let me look at the chat if there's another pair or pairs. Yeah, so we've already spoken about gold. All right, we've already spoken about gold. Looking at what gold is doing, it's trading inside this thing. So if it doesn't break towards the upside, it can still come back down here. But if it breaks out of this, then this is the move we are getting. All right, so that's how gold is looking at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, so any other pairs, guys, you want us to have a look at? Right, are there any other pairs you would like us to have a look at? Silver, we'll have a look at silver as well. We'll have a look at silver as well. Yeah, we'll have a look at silver as well. News almost out. Let's see. All right, where are we? We are here. All right, so unemployment claims. All right, that's a strong dollar there. Okay, yeah, so the unemployment claims, it's a strong dollar there. So let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, so intraday, it seems like Euro USD, it's coming back. It's coming back here, right? Intraday, seems like Euro USD is going back here. It's going back there. Right, only to this low, according to the structure here. Only to this low. Yeah, we've got this lower high here. So Euro USD is coming back down to this low. Yeah, it's going back down to this low. So gold, the reaction is not that much on gold. Reaction isn't much. Look at that. There's pretty much nothing at the moment. It might move later on, but at the moment, there's pretty much nothing there. But Euro USD, yeah, seems like it's coming back down here to this low. Why does Cardano use more margin than Ripple? I mean, these things don't have the same margin. All right. These currency pairs, these assets don't have the same margin. All right. It doesn't matter whether your leverage size is the same or not, but some have a higher margin, some don't have a higher margin. So that is like an industry standard. All right. That is the industry standard. So yeah, but both are what do you call this? They are cryptos, but don't accept them to have the same margin. It doesn't work like that. I don't know if you. So GBP USD, Euro USD. So GBP USD, this one has not completed this move. All right, it has not completed this move. So nothing has changed. We're still bullish. We are still bullish. We have this possibility here of a break and retest. Right. So effectively, this one has not completed the move towards the upside. So we are still bullish. But Euro USD, it has completed that move. So if you go back, Euro USD has completed that move, right? The C wave there. So where Euro USD is, according to the structure, it can either go up or go down. It can either go up or go down. You see how it is? So between Euro USD and GBP USD is a much better one, right? It's a much better one. So should you get a correction here, this thing is gonna continue flying, right? So yeah, so between Euro USD, GBP USD, GBP USD is a much better one. Silver also going up. Yeah, so the structure is is still bullish. So if the structure is still bullish, then we remain bullish as well, right? Unless it breaks the previous higher low. Unless it breaks the previous higher low, right? So the structure remains bullish. It's just a matter of time before we get our continuation to the upside there. All right. So yeah, so this one is still bullish as well. Yeah. So yeah, so this one is still bullish as well. Let me do this. Yeah, so even if it comes back down here again, right? Even if it comes back down here again, still bullish, right? I think it might just complete this move, come back down here again before you go up. So it's not that clear at the moment, right? But there's a possibility it might just complete what it's doing, come back down here and then do this. But yeah, but in terms of the structure, it is still bullish. It is still bullish. Yeah, it is still bullish. Maybe gold will go back down to the bottom of the channel. Yeah, so we need that to bounce from that resistance. It's on. Okay, so there's a bit of momentum now coming through. There's a bit of momentum coming through. So yeah, whoa. So we just need price to reject this so that we get this possibility. You see how it is? Yeah. It might just go all the way down to the bottom. It might just. So just keep an eye on this area here. This is the 4-hour candle. So the 4-hour candle is promising. It's promising. Provided it close with the wick, it's promising there. So let's keep an eye. Let's see. Let's see. NZD USD, may you please confirm the overall momentum? I mean, the bigger momentum is still bearish, right? So I'm not sure exactly on which time frame you're referring, because the overall, so if you talk about overall momentum, we are looking at how it's been performing long term, right? Which is bearish. You see that? I'm not sure if you have a specific time frame, because this is the overall momentum. Here, you see that? So internally, you know, we are gonna get movements to the upside, like movements like this. Let me just do this. Yeah, internally we are gonna get movements like this where price goes up. You see that? Like what's happening right now. But overall, it is still bearish. You see how it is? So this is what's happening right now. Here, we are above this support. So price came and bounced from this support, right? So I'm looking for buy opportunities on this one. I'm looking for buy opportunities here. Yeah, this is how the daily time frame is looking. All right, so we have a break of this. So we've got a retest. So personally, I'm looking for buying opportunities here, right? Provided that we don't break below this, right? Provided that we don't break below this. But if it goes down and breaks below this here, it's gonna give us this possibility, right? Which that's when I'm gonna change my direction if it does this. So if it breaks below, I'm gonna change and just join the trend. But if it doesn't, I'm remaining bullish on this one, you know. So yeah, so that's how it's looking. So at the moment, there is an aggressive move down, on this one. So this move is very aggressive. So let's see what's going to happen. I don't have a setup as yet here. For me, there's no setup as yet. All right. So either it will just go down from here or respect and go up from here. Yeah, so we'll look at this next week, how it has formed next week. At the moment, it just needs to confirm, right? So we'll look at this next week again. US 30 remains bullish. US 30 still bullish. All right. So let me do this. US 30 is still bullish. Right. So you see how it's been moving. This is the trend here. Right? It's been breaking, coming back for the retest, break, retest, break, retest. You see how it is. So it is still bullish at the moment, right? So we'd be looking for a correction before we continue up again. Right, but if it changes direction, then it simply needs to break below, right? So at the moment it's still bullish, but if it was to change direction, then it needs to break below the support, right? Below the support, so that we get this possibility. But as it is right now, it gives us a correction. We're going up again. So it's very bullish. It's very bullish. It's similar to what's this? NASDAQ. You see NASDAQ is also bullish. This is how it's looking. Yeah, this is how it's looking, right? So with NASDAQ, also, we get a correction. We just go up with the trend. We just go up with the trend. So yeah, so NASDAQ, US 30 is still bullish. I saw something about, let me see. Okay, so that was GBP USD. Yeah, there are, okay. So NZD USD, just give it a bit of time, right? Give NZD USD a bit of time. We'll come back next week and see if we can identify what we know. And then we've got silver. Yeah, silver, the structure remains bullish. So silver also, maybe give it a bit of time, like a day or two. All right, like a day or two, because what's happening here, it's unclear, right? What I mean is, what's happening here, is it gonna go up from here or it's gonna go down one more time before it goes up, right? It's a little bit unclear there. So let me look at the daily. Yeah, maybe wait for the daily candle to close. Let's see how the daily candle will close, right? It's bouncing from this structure at the moment. Let's see how it's gonna close, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, then we'll take it from there. So it's just a little bit not clear. All right. Let's see. So I've gone through all the pairs on the chart. All right. I've gone through all the pairs on the chart. Let me see if there's something else here that we can maybe look at. Let's see. Euro. Yeah. So most of these are still bullish. CAD JPY, we've been speaking about CAD JPY. All right. So it was going up initially, and then it went down again. So it came back down here one more time, right? It came back down here one more time. So with CAD JPY, short term, it's going back to this high short term, right? Short term, because it's bouncing from this. This is clearly like a support, right? So short term, it's pushing back there. And then should it break this, it's going back there. Right, so with this one, our overall direction has not changed, right? We're anticipating CAD JPY to push all the way up, right? So all we're gonna do is just to update the analysis, but this direction has not changed, right? So short term, this is simply going back to this high, short term, right? USD CAD, I think, yeah, so USD CAD is in between, right? It's in between. We are bearish on USD CAD, right? So we are bearish on this one, all right? So as it, what's happening right now is we just need a break below this. You see how it's bouncing, here, right? So we're not looking for any buys because of the bigger time frame, right? Our bigger time frame, we're looking for sells. So now we need price to break out of this support here. There we go. We need price to break out of this support so that we can then get this move, right? So something like this. So if this goes up, then we'll see why it's going up. We'll look for reasons why it's going up. But as per the bigger structure, we're looking for this to the downside. That is USD CAD. If you look at US oil, WTI, let me just find it. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, so US oil, this has the potential to trade higher, right? So US oil has the potential to trade higher. So it bounced from the bottom of the channel. So this was the channel here. So you got a bounce at the bottom, and then now it went up. So now it's just trading within the channel. So with US oil here, we just need to break back above this. We just need to break back above the structure there, right? We break back above the structure, then we are likely going to see it pushing up. We're likely going to see it pushing up. All right. Yeah. So we just need to break back above the structure. Looking at this whole formation here. Yeah, looking at this whole formation, we just need to break back above, and maybe it could take us back maybe to this high there. It could take us back to that high. Yeah. So I would wait for a break above this. Yeah, I would wait for a break above that. Yeah, so that's how oil is looking. That's how oil is looking. US oil. Yeah, UK oil, similar thing, actually. Similar thing. All right, there we go. So let's see. So I think I've gone through all the pairs here on the chart. Right? So yeah, so this is the direction. So next week we'll come back and see if there's any changes. But as you guys have seen, GBP NZD has moved. We've been talking about this direction. Your Euro USD has moved, so forth and so on. So the direction remains the same, and then we'll come back next week and see if there's any changes to this direction. All right, so just keep an eye, and yeah, all the best. So we're gonna end it here, guys. Hope you guys have a good week, your weekend, and then we'll catch you guys back again on Tuesday. Cheers, everyone.